Namaste. Thank you for joining us. We're going to talk a little bit about understanding. It's obvious when you talk about these things that it's easier to understand on the outside what we're talking about. But most of these things that we're trying to get our heads around are very much inner workings, the things that are going on inside. And I'm going to ramble on a bit about this because it's the best way to understand it or understand it. So I was very blessed. I was on Clubhouse for several years and doing rooms there. And I came across this amazing guy called Harold Timberlake. He was a preacher, and an amazing preacher from the South. And he knew all the scriptures, but he understood oneness, not just God. He understood what was happening in the world, not just the religious aspects, but everything. And he could allow himself to take that into his teachings and preachings. It wasn't always good for his bosses, I suppose, and they didn't always like it. But this, for me, was a true man of God. And he came up with this one day a couple of years back in one of my rooms, and he said, "Innerstanding," and I went, wow, that is just what I'm feeling when you say that. And since then, of course, I understand a lot more things than I did then. And what we're getting at when we use that phrase or that word, understanding, when we understand something, we have a grasp of it. We understand what the meaning is. We understand what the effects are to a degree. Understanding is very much based on us living in a 3D world. Understanding is what that means at this moment in time with our understanding. So I've always been aware of this since I was very young, that what is my truth now could change within seconds or minutes or hours or years. That's why I've learned from this over many years that what is my truth now. No, now. Now. Because every second, everything changes. Every time we breathe, it's like the start of a new life for us. We have to get our heads around the fact that in 3D, everything is about change. Our understanding changes every millisecond, every microsecond in 3D by the environment that we are living in. The environment that we're in is what is affecting our understanding of a certain concept of what we're trying to get our head round. We're governed in our understanding by every millisecond of our lifetime, by the information that we've gleaned, by the knowledge that we've got, by what's been coming to us at this moment is where we are now. I hope I've been able to put that across and you understand what I'm rambling on about. But understanding is not that. Understanding is about us being in touch with the true and only aspect of this truth. I'll try and give you an analogy. I understand being in your flow, not the flow. Being in your flow is an aspect of every second of your life, of where you are at that moment, on how you react in that moment. I understand the true meaning of being in your flow. It's a deep understanding I have. I understand oneness, source, what is referred to as God by myself and others, as being the oneness from which everything materialized in the physical and in the non-physical worlds. That is my understanding. It's not my understanding. That is not going to change now. Although the vision I've had of the oneness of God has changed over my lifetime, that has been my understanding. This is deeper. This is more meaningful. This is more about the truth, not just my truth at this moment in my lifetime. You know, in daily parlance, we use the word, this is my truth. And that is true for most things we talk about, most things we do. But you get to a certain point in your spiritual, and that's another thing, spiritual journey. Our spiritual journey is this. This is our spiritual journey, our lifetime. It's not about just sitting, meditating and chanting and doing Tai Chi and Qigong. It's not just the spiritual aspects that we talk about as, oh yeah, I'm doing spiritual work, man. It's fabulous. I'm so spaced out. I don't have to buy drugs anymore. It's not about that. It's about this life that we live. That is our spiritual lifetime. It's harder because we're in this physicality of 3D than it would be if we weren't. Much harder, actually. That's why it's so difficult, such a task for us. Most of us who we're talking to here now, including ourselves, I'm a Gemini, so there's two of us. One of us, no, two of us, yeah. And our truth, spirituality, is all about this lifetime. It's all about how we behave, how we learn, how we react, what we do when we react. This is our spiritual life. I'm not saying that when you get to the gates and St. Peter or whoever it is angel, whoever it is up there says, well, I'm looking at your book here, and according to this, you've done this and you've done that. All we can hope for is that we have a balance of this was quite good, this was not so good, and well, they're pretty well balanced, but actually the good is slightly more, maybe not. All we can hope for is balance and learning and innerstanding, so that when that time comes, my dad, God bless him, used to always say, I don't know all the answers, but I'd like to think that I understand all the questions. This is what I say. I do think I understand the questions. Most of them, at least. This is what we need to do now. Have a look at the videos about just being, and there are meditations about that on our Patreon site. If you're interested, you have to pay for that, but it's not much. And those meditations help you in just being. When you can just be, you allow in to yourself everything that you need at this time. We're in a time of massive changes, and we need to understand who we truly are, why we are here, what our purpose is here. And it's not something you're going to get by looking at notes or listening to other people like myself and others about their experience. It's about that spark inside of you that will go, oh yeah, that's what I meant. That's what this all means. Yeah, it's that feeling you get when you understand something, when you get tingling all over your body, when you get goosebumps, when you get physical and sometimes mental feelings of, wow, that's it, man. That's it. That's when you know you understand, whatever the topic is. I think that's enough. Please do subscribe to the channel. Everyone says this now. I've been saying it for years, but I wish you'd all listen. Please subscribe to the channel, give us a like, leave us a nice comment if you like it, and pass it on if you get something from it, if it resonates with you. Namaste. Till next time. Thank you for listening.